Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 19th Annual TUS Business Startup Awards. We are delighted to be here at the Engine, the heart of Limerick City. And before we get started, I'm going to ask the CEO of Innovate Limerick, Dennis Barry, please to say a few words to welcome you to this fantastic facility. Thanks.
Thanks, Gillian. So my name is Dennis Barry. I'm head of Innovate Limerick, and our mission is to promote and encourage innovation in the ecosystem in Limerick City and County. So this is welcome to the Engine Collaboration Centre. This is our headquarters, and this is the third year consecutively that we've had the New Frontiers Awards here, and we're delighted to partner with and collaborate with TUS, the Hartnett Centre, and of course the EI as well. And those relationships are really important to Innovate Limerick, that we collaborate together and we partner on promoting everything in the ecosystem and generating the entrepreneurial spirit that we all need to prosper and grow innovation in the county and city. Thanks a million.
So I mentioned that this is our 19th Annual Business Startup Awards, but today isn't just about tradition and having an event. It is really about celebrating and recognising the 13 founders who have come through the New Frontiers programme over the last 6 months. It is a difficult, intense programme, and I was talking to the guys earlier, the work that you've put in, the level of dedication and commitment and passion that has come through to us on the review panel and to everybody involved in the programme is truly inspiring, and I wish you all the very, very best today in your pitches and presentations, and look forward to continuing our work with you as well. So that's I think it's going to be a really great day. So we do have a fantastic program ahead. We have conversations with our founders as well, from our alumni of New Frontiers, and also funders and insights from the ecosystem. Delighted as well to welcome Ciara Concannon from Enterprise Ireland, who's the National Programme Manager for New Frontiers. Our President, Vincent Cannan, here as well today. We'll say a few words as well later on. And now I'm going to ask, as part of our fantastic welcoming committee that we have here today, I'm going to ask our Vice President of Research, Development and Innovation, Dr. Liam Brown, to help welcome you all here today. Liam.
Thank you, Gillian. And it is a real pleasure to be here this afternoon. I think you'll all agree we're here to celebrate something special. Really, it's TUS, our founders, our funders, and the broader enterprise community that makes all of this possible. So I think days like today really ooze energy, excitement in terms of companies and startups and where they're going. And really, we're helping through events like this and through the programs like New Frontiers to shape what entrepreneurship looks like and how it really helps in a practical, meaningful way. So at TUS, our mission has always been to stay close to enterprise. Real-world applications to help students, researchers, and businesses as they grow ideas into impact. And it's all about impact. What we do is making real-world differences. Be it applied research, be it innovation support, education, connections through a global network, or simply creating space and resources for people to explore and test new things. We're proud to contribute to Ireland's innovation ecosystem. And we're especially proud to work with so many others who share that ambition, from Enterprise Ireland and the LEOs and the BICs, Intertrade Ireland, Research Ireland, the HEA, and of course our TUS colleagues, our mentors and supporters, and the wider business community. But we're part of one bigger picture, but that picture is working. Ireland is seeing record levels of collaboration between higher education and industry. There's a growing momentum around entrepreneurship and innovation, and TUS is doing its bit to help that continue, regionally, nationally, and internationally. In fact, we are one of the leading universities for enterprise engagement in Ireland. And if you're not familiar with us, please do reach out, be that through one or more of our 7 research institutes, our 4 national technology gateways, our 4 campus-based incubation acceleration centres, our 2 industry clusters, and our 2 New Frontiers programs that we run across 7 campuses throughout the Midlands and Midwest of Ireland. And if that's not enough, we also lead a regional university network known as RunEU, where 10 regionally based, like-minded, enterprise-focused universities collaborate across Europe with the wider business community. But back to today. And what we're celebrating isn't just a program or a set of awards. It's a journey. It's a journey for each of the founders that have taken over the past 6 months and before for some of them. It's the long hours, it's the problem solving, it's the courage to try something new, and the community that has supported them along the way. So to all of our participants here today, well done. Whatever the outcome of today, you've already achieved something important. And a huge thank you to everybody who has supported you as well as you. Programs like New Frontiers only work because of the people who show up, who give their time, share their expertise, and believe in the next generation of entrepreneurs. And speaking of what's possible, we don't have to look too far for inspiration. So just recently, some of you will be aware, Shone Oncology, co-founders Sharon Cunningham and Orla Ryan, they're entrepreneurs based in our very own TUS Innovation and Acceleration Centre in Clonmel. And Shone Oncology was named EY Entrepreneur of the Year. That's a global impact business built right here in this region and nurtured within the kind of ecosystem we're celebrating today. Likewise, Dr. Paul Burns, who's here, co-founder of Maverick. He won the Intertrade Ireland Seed Corn competition a couple of years back. Another huge achievement. And we're looking forward to hearing from Paul later on as part of today. Who's to say we won't see one of today's founders go on to achieve something just as extraordinary? Perhaps even win a prestigious award like the EY Entrepreneur of the Year or the Seed Corn. And we certainly hope so, and we'll be here to support them on that journey. As we look ahead, we know that it's not awards as the key metric. We need to support and continue supporting businesses to succeed. We know there's still more to do, and particularly in these uncertain, challenging times that we know we're facing currently and in the days and years ahead. But we do need to keep collaborating, keep working together across education, enterprise and government to strengthen the pipeline and strengthen the supports, to create the kind of environment where ambition is backed, ideas are nurtured, and founders can thrive. So we recognise and celebrate today, and then we must all continue to support the entrepreneurs in our region and across Ireland. When we do, we help them to achieve their potential, and when they succeed, we all benefit through stronger communities, better and more jobs, and a more resilient, innovative economy. So I also want to take a moment to welcome Ciara Concannon, the new National Programme Manager for New Frontiers of Enterprise Ireland. And while new to this role, Ciara has been with EI since 2007 and brings deep experience, insight, and a clear vision for the future of entrepreneurship in Ireland. She's also a key contributor to Enterprise Ireland's new strategy, which we're strongly aligned to in TUS, particularly in our shared focus on regional innovation, startup scaling, and inclusive entrepreneurship. So thank you all. Enjoy the rest of today's event and the networking afterwards. I'm looking forward to the pitches and the panels today. And with that, I would like to welcome Ciara to the stage to say a few words. Thank you, Ciara. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is my absolute privilege to be here amongst you this morning, and it is my role here today really to firstly warmly congratulate and thank all of the participants that took part in the Phase 2 programme here at TUS Midwest. Congratulations on coming to this point in your entrepreneurial journey. I've yet to meet you. I'm really looking forward to the pitches, but I have it on good authority that this is a very, very strong cohort of companies, and that just bodes really, really well for us at Enterprise Ireland. Liam mentioned our new strategy. We launched our new strategy just a couple of weeks ago, 5-year strategy to support Irish enterprises to grow and scale globally between now and 2030. And in the middle of that strategy, there's an ambitious goal for Enterprise Ireland to support 1,000 new startups between now and 2030. And the cohort that's here today and those that have gone before you, you're a really, really important part of that pipeline. So again, just thank you very much, and we really look forward to seeing more of you in the future. I also want to thank, on behalf of Enterprise Ireland, our partners that help us to deliver this programme, our colleagues at TUS, our colleagues in the BIC and our colleagues in the LEO, and anyone else who supports this programme. As I said, it is a really, really important part of Enterprise Ireland's strategy and entrepreneurship, and you, the participants of the programme, you're now part of a wider network. You know, you're part of the Enterprise Ireland journey, and we'd love to see as many of you as possible progress into Enterprise Ireland over the coming years. A lot of you will be aware that our first investment fund is called the Pre-Seed Start Fund, and last year 40% of our Pre-Seed Startup funded companies came from New Frontiers. So you're on the right path, and I would encourage you to stick with it. You are really, really important to the future of your communities, for the employment that you'll create and the value that you'll bring to your communities. My small piece of advice is stay connected with the people around you. Do engage with your local enterprise office, who I know have been really supportive of you so far and will continue to in the future, and likewise our representatives here from Access BIC as well. So I think that's it. Thanks to Mary, thanks to Gillian, thanks to the rest of the team here at TUS, and thanks to my colleagues who have supported me here in the region, Chris Clancy, there she is, and Michelle O'Grady, who will be supporting in the future. So thank you very much and enjoy your day.
So as part of today, we are delighted to have an awards element as well to today. Mary's going to go into a little bit of detail in that shortly. But I want to thank our sponsors for the event, for the awards today. So obviously we're working with Enterprise Ireland on these and our colleagues across TUS. But thank you as well to Homes, who have been a long-standing supporter and partner for these awards. As I said, it's our 19th year. And I can't remember a year where Homes didn't support us. So it's incredible to have the support of businesses in the community like Homes. So thank you so much. Also, I'd like to thank Bridgewater, again, who've continually supported the programme. And Alan Carey is here today as well. So definitely do connect with them afterwards. Thank you also to Tipperary Local Enterprise Office, Limerick Local Enterprise Office, Clare Local Enterprise Office as well for your continued support and sponsorship. To Innovate and Dennis at the team here as well for your support. Limerick Chamber Skillnet, so Michael is here I see, who also support our Lunch and Learn series throughout the year, which is an incredibly impactful programme. I think we had 322 engagements on that Lunch and Learn series across the last period. So it's fantastic to see that. And also Factory Exchange, who have supported the programme today. So thank you so much for that. I'm sorry now for all the thank yous, but I have to recognise as well, the part of the New Frontiers programme is we do reviews, and we have an advisory committee that kind of works with the startups throughout the period. So, and our partners, actually our collaborators on the programme, UL Nexus, so Gert O'Rourke is here, so hi Gert, she's on there. Access BIC, Aidan O'Driscoll and Clara Galvo are here as well, and Declan Fox is here from Access BIC. The local enterprise office, so Tipperary, we have Shane Kramer, in Limerick, Helen Ryan, and in Clare, Finbar Tuohy. Thank you so much for all of the time and support that you give to the founders on this programme and to ourselves as well. In the continued feedback and support in the development and design of the programme each year. Enterprise Ireland, of course, Chris Clancy and Julian Slattery as well beforehand, and looking forward to working with Michelle as well. Thank you so much. Our entrepreneurs in residence as well, Dick Meany, Executive in Residence, and John McNamara, who's been our entrepreneur in residence for about 15 years. And he does retire this year, but we're going to have another event because he couldn't be here today. He's travelling to recognise John and all of the incredible work that he gives to the programme. Before we get started with the startup pitches, I just want to welcome, and please give me a big boola boss for Mary Casey, who's our programme manager, and share a few words.
So I have a whole speech, right? It's 3-4 pages long, and I've been told to summarise it into 3 key points. So how about I do that instead? So I suppose I want to start off by saying I have the most incredible job ever. I get to work with these amazing entrepreneurs that have this can-do attitude, that nothing is impossible, everything can be done, and no mountain is too high. We're just going to figure out how to climb it, even if it's one step at a time. So I immensely have enjoyed working with this group of 13 individuals who we have absolutely put through their paces on the programme, just like we did every other year to all the alumni that are here and will remember. So during the programme we had 20 workshops at least, and they were supplemented by a few online sessions that we ran with our other New Frontiers programme managers around the country. We brought in 27 guest speakers. A lot of them were alumni and they shared the highs and the lows of their journey. Others were from the business community, the agencies, and pointed out all of the supports that are there for our startups. And I think that's the one key thing I really want to get across about New Frontiers. It's all about the connections. We connect people with other people that are important in the journey, whether that's the local enterprise offices, whether that's moving on to Enterprise Ireland, whether that's getting the support of the BIC to help you with that PSSF application where you want to get the next round of funding, that maybe 50k or 100k. All of these connections are really important. That is why we ran as well a joint event with MTU where we brought together and showcased TUS and MTU's gateways and clusters, and we brought together 5 programmes worth of participants. The interactivity in the room was off the charts. It was amazing. Just like our national New Frontiers programme event up in Mullingar this year was, where we brought together all of the programmes. And everybody has asked me, can we do more of that? It was just incredible. So really, New Frontiers is all about the people you meet in the journey. And I'm going to ask you to do one big favour for me. Tell everybody about New Frontiers. Because if they don't know about it, they can't apply for it. If they can't apply for it, they can't be on it. If they're not on it, they don't benefit from it and they go it alone. Who needs to start a business on their own? It's too hard. Get them that support network around them, send them to us. We will connect them with everybody that we know in the ecosystem. So we have a lovely hashtag. 2 Startup Awards is the one today. Please take a few photos of our incredible entrepreneurs as they pitch. Tag them in it. Tag everyone you know. Make sure people know that we're here to support. We have an open call right now for our Phase 1 programme. I want to work with another incredible group of entrepreneurs. So send them to me. Make it that we have choices, that we were picking the right people, the people that have ambition, that want to start a business and want it to be a success. That's all I ask. Now, we're going to have our entrepreneurs sharing a 3-minute teaser. Let me just point that out. It's a 3-minute teaser of their idea. We have taken out some of the secret sauce. If you want to know about that, you're going to have a private audience with them, okay? But they have been selected by our judges, who are our review panel, by doing 4 pitches. The interview pitch, the 2-month, the 4-month, the 6 months. They were put through their paces and asked tons of questions. It was not easy to get selected to be an award winner. So bear in mind, you're seeing a teaser pitch today. Go connect with them, find out more of their business, and perhaps even invest in them. Thank you all.
Well done, Mary. So that's fantastic. We're about to start, okay? So we're going to have a round of presentations. We're going to take a small moment then for some panel discussions, and then the next group are going to do their pitches as per the agenda. So I'm going to ask Andra, our first presenter, to come and please everybody show your support.
Hello. Thank you very much, Mary and Julian, for the nice words about this doesn't count in my 3 minutes. For the very nice words about our group. And I know you forgot to mention this, but class of 2025 is definitely the best and your favorite one. So I just wanted to make sure that that doesn't get lost. Okay, right. Hello, everyone. My name is Andra, and for the last 10 years, I've worked building custom software solutions for operations teams, helping them make their processes more efficient. What I loved most about my job was making life easier for my colleagues. So seeing the struggles and their day-to-day chaos, I co-founded Planex 360 with a very simple mission, and that is to take the pain out of scheduling for fleet-based companies in particular. What's the problem we're trying to solve is that at the core of every operations team, service delivery team, there's usually a person drowning in Excel files, in spreadsheets, in different tools, paper, trying to make sense of what they have to do, trying to puzzle things together, put a truck with the driver and a helper to complete a route. This happens 5, 10 times, 50 times a day. These bottlenecks have a direct impact on a company's ability to deliver good service and keep their customers happy. And I can tell you from personal experience that in waste management, for example, a company that has 150 employees and 35 trucks can waste up to 160 hours per month across multiple departments in just wasted effort. That's a full-time employee salary wasted on inefficiencies. So we are here with the solution. We've built Planex 360 as an all-in-one platform that integrates employee and asset management in order to help companies get out of the chaos of paper and Excel files and replace it with a seamless, easy-to-use, friendly, one solution, one page, one shop. What sets us apart is that we are a one-stop shop that offers simplified schedule for all resources. It enables companies to have full visibility over availability of their resources in the business, and we help people make informed decisions, AI-assisted cover management decisions. So we help companies move from crisis management into seeing scheduling as a strategic advantage. In terms of opportunity, we operate loosely in the HR market, in the HR tech market, which in Europe is valued at about 4.5 billion. We're going to start by targeting waste management, bus and transport companies that we estimate spend around 900 million per year on resource management, and by focusing on medium-sized companies in Europe, in Ireland, UK, and then Romania as our first European market, we hope to reach a target of 3 million annual recurring revenue by year 7. Our competition is slightly odd because companies tend to have HR management or fleet management software, or a combination of two. However, this leaves the operations team stuck in the middle, pulling things together in Excel, and that's where Planex 360 can really make a difference. At the moment, we're trying to secure our first customers through networking, trade shows and direct sales in order to leverage out those first few case studies and move into digital marketing and strategic partnerships. The team that makes all of this happen is myself. I have over 20 years experience and 50 years experience in project management and software implementation, and John, my co-founder, who has over 20 years in software development. We have the product size of the business on lock. Our priority is going to be to supplement that with additional commercial skills in sales and marketing. Thank you very much. If you know anyone struggling with this, please do make an introduction. And I'm done. I think you counted my joke.
I'd love to see a heart rate monitor on all the alumni at the moment, see how that's going. but cool. So, hi, I'm David O'Keefe. I'm one of the founders at CGAP. We are a business successfully delivering insights for brands directly from their packaging. I want to set the scene with some feedback from our current customers. We've been hearing the same thing time and time again, and that is that these brands sell a product into wholesalers, retailers, but when that product leaves their manufacturing facility, they lose visibility into their products and their consumers. Now, the brands on the screen are spending thousands on market research focus groups insights under the premise of understanding the needs and wants of their customers so they can match these needs with their marketing and products. But when a customer buys a jar of Ballymaloo relish or a Fresh Way sandwich, Ballymaloo or Fresh Ways are limited in understanding who that customer is, where they're buying from, and what really drove that buying decision. Are they a first-time customer? Are they a loyal buyer? Did they love the product and they'll be back again, or will they never touch that product again? Ultimately, there's a gap between brands and their offline customers, but with CGAP, we bridge that gap. We bridge this gap by attaching a QR code to product packaging. When the customer scans the QR code on the product in their hand, they get taken to an interactive and engaging experience designed around that product. This is a totally new marketing channel for brands. And as the customer is holding that product, they can quickly and easily share insights, get rewarded for sharing their insights also. Our platform allows brands to build and manage countless product sites, update them in real time with drag and drop functionality, and populate compelling QR codes that captivate their customers to scan. As the insights come in, our updated dashboard monitors them in real time, and our product CRM gives brands unique profiles into every single one of their products with real-time insights coming through into what their customers like, what they don't like, what opportunities we can take advantage of to drive revenue, what threats are coming down the line that we need to address now. The market is massive. The European FMCG insights industry is valued at 10 billion. 1.7 billion is UK and Ireland. And we conservatively estimate that by 2027, we would have 200 customers stretched across 3 million in annual recurring revenue. Now, I know what you might be thinking, David, this sounds okay, but what happens if brands don't adopt QR codes to their packaging? This is not an issue as this industry is about to explode. Barcodes, after 50 years of barcodes existing, they're being replaced with QR codes on packaging globally. The EU are also mandating QR codes across a number of consumer industries in the coming years. The industry is reflecting this being valued at 75 billion by 2030. We have developed a platform for customer experience that is going to make sure brands are compliant with these upcoming changes, but also, most importantly, they're getting the most value out of their QR code usage. They're getting that competitive advantage over brands that aren't working with CGAP. Our team is of 3. You've got myself as acting CEO. I worked in a real estate marketing company in the US as an account executive. Oisin and Hisham have that crucial startup experience, most notably working for ServiceDoc, so we have that retail service experience also. Our ambition is quite simple. We want to be a global leader in this change. We've got a good base of customers. We have the product soon to be developed. All we're looking is for some fuel to add to the fire and really ramp this up over the next few years. There is a QR code for one of our current customers, Ballymaloo. I ask you to scan that, check out the experience, and of course, if you have any questions afterwards, I welcome those too. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. I'm founder of Luca's Bowl, and this here is little Luca, our baby and inspiration for the product here today. Meet Emma. She's a busy mom, juggling a grocery list, her baby and her sanity. As she strolls down the grocery aisle, she does what many modern parents do. She takes out her phone and scans the barcode on the Yuka app, only to find that the product she's just selected is full of refined sugar, palm oil, artificial fortification, and emulsifiers. Emma sighs. Why is it so hard to find real, healthy baby food? Well, Emma, it doesn't have to be. This is where Luca's Bowl comes in. The main ingredient in Luca's Bowl is ragi, nature's most powerful baby food. It has 3 times more calcium than milk for growing bones, 10 times more calcium than baby rice. Sorry, baby rice, you had a good run. It's palm oil free, it requires no artificial fortification, has all natural ingredients, is naturally low GI, and contains iron and fibre. The global superfood trend is really kicking off with a 13.27% annual growth rate. Parents are becoming label detectives, rejecting ultra-processed foods and looking for natural alternatives. Think of it as quinoa's cool cousin, except with more nutritional punch. Quinoa and chia seeds had their time, now it's time for ragi to take centre stage. A worldwide market awaits us. The market is huge for baby food, with a global market of 79.74 billion. In Europe, it's 19.56 billion, and in Ireland, it's 100 million. Parents shop in trusted places, so we're hoping to get into grocery stores and supermarkets, direct to customer via our website, have a subscription model, and we want to expand globally. We're a family-founded business, founded with love, from our family to yours. This is my husband, Michelangelo, and our 3 tiny taste testers. Michelangelo is a supervising pharmacist. He has 9 years' experience and really understands the science behind nutrition. He's a dad. We're both parents of 3. I'm a mum of 3 and a primary school teacher, a parenting coach, and I have a level 9 in entrepreneurship from Trinity. And we've been really fortunate as well to be backed by a team of experts also. So Luca's Bowl isn't just a product. It's a movement where we're rejecting ultra-processed foods and providing real, wholesome, nutritious food. Families deserve better, babies deserve better. Join us in bringing Luca's Bowl worldwide. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dave Gilligan from the CEO and one of the co-founders of Reminisce. We are a SaaS-based storytelling web application. The population of Western Europe is getting older, and as we get older, we live longer and we accumulate more stuff. Some of this is clutter and some of it's important to us. I recently came across a book called The Swedish Art of Death Cleaning, or Douche-standing, which is an author and artist who tries to build up the idea that we need to prepare our children and lessen the burden on them by clearing out our attic and documenting the stuff that's important to us and the stories that are important to us. And that's the most important thing. The stories are the most important thing for Reminisce. Another interesting thing I came across in the studies was the thanology, or the study of death and dying. And the Limerick Death Cafe are a fantastic organisation with a lecturer from TUS who does all the work. And they ask people to bring in objects that tell a story about someone. And I think this is a very impactful way of communicating. So we're inspired by these ideas to develop our interactive story building experience designed to ask people what they find important in life and what they want to leave for the children and what stories they want to leave behind. Our competitors very much have a blank page and it's very daunting. What we do is ask them for that object and ask them to tell the story. We think this is an engaging way of presenting the challenge. The ultimate goal for any of our users is to create a book that they can pass on to their kids. It's got 15 chapters covering everything from books and literature to worship, and we just ask you to complete the slides. There has been a lot of developments within the death industry and the death tech industry within Ireland in the past few years, particularly around RIP, which is 60 million page views a month, and technology is becoming a greater part of the funeral experience. 97 people pass away today, and of them, 5 people are directly affected by that death, and a much wider community have stories to tell about that person. What we want to do is to work within the funeral industry, and we want to work with funeral directors, giving them a QR code, and the mourners can simply scan that code, add their story and their memories of the person who's passed away. There is a lot of companies within this space. Memories.com is probably our biggest competitor. They've had recently 24 million euro in funding, so there is a need for this kind of solution. As I said, we work with funeral directors and celebrants within the funeral industry, and to get our market, we are a team of 3, myself, my brother Niall, who has a background in the insurance industry and software testing, and Derek, who is our CTO. Today, we'll just ask you to scan our code and leave your name so to get updated on the developments of Reminisce. Thank you all.
The other way. No. I think I've. So we can always use this. Okay. There you go. Great. You can use it if you want. Okay. It's the same as it. It's the same. Okay. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ger Tobin. I'm one of the co-founders of Spark Seeds. So neurodivergence is growing. It's estimated at between 15 and 20% of the population. When we say neurodivergence, we're talking about people who have any type of brain difference, whether that's autism, ADHD, dyslexia, dyspraxia. And that equates to over 100,000 children, primary school children in Ireland, and over 2 million in the UK. And why is this important? Well, these kids really need learning that truly adapts to them, but very often neither parents nor teachers have the time or the resources to create it. So we've developed Spark Seeds. Spark Seeds is an EdTech platform giving personalised learning through nature-based activities. We offer video activities. We offer personalised learning for speech and language development, for sensory and emotional regulation tools. When a parent or educator signs on to Spark Seeds, they're met with a series of questions about each child, and this allows us to develop a personalised learning path for that child. They answer these questions. They're fed into an educational dashboard which allows both parents and educators to track activities, learning outcomes, routine building and educational metrics. This allows both parents and teachers to develop better support strategies, whether in the classroom or at school. When the child signs on to Spark Seeds, they're met with a traditional board-style layout. They watch a video, complete an activity afterwards, whether indoors or outdoors, and then they're met with a series of questions to answer and check learning outcomes. This can be either via text or via voice chat with Sprouty, one of the main characters in Spark Seeds. They're also invited to, for instance, wind down for bedtime if the parent has set up a bedtime routine, turn off devices and get ready for bed. Our competitors are mainly based in the US, and those that target neurodiversity don't tend to offer personalisation. Spark Seeds offers deep personalisation and targets neurodiversity. We also offer a multilingual, and it's a multimodal, which means voice and text options are offered. Our route to market is threefold. Initially, we're entering the Irish market via parents and schools. We also will enter the UK market later this year and the US market next year. We also have a licensing option, as Spark Seeds is built on a modular platform which allows for easy adaptation to new markets and new content ideas. The market and opportunity for Spark Seeds is very large, with this market growing at over 25% per year, and the global market for EdTech for neurodivergent under 12s at 6.5 billion. Most of this is based in the EU and the US, which are our main target markets. We finished our beta testing with schools and with parents. We've got great reactions, with over 95% of the parents really enjoying the platform, and the kids, 91% of parents and teachers could see themselves using this platform daily, and 88% see that this would be a great addition with better engagement from teachers. So the team is well placed to grow and scale Spark Seeds, with myself as CEO, Killian, who's built the platform in-house, and Steph in charge of US operations. We also have a great range of educational advisors on board to help us. So if you know any parents or teachers of neurodivergent children, please tell them about Spark Seeds and get them to sign up. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shone, and we are Abantu. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to our smart gaming controller designed for the modern gamer. Gaming and game controllers have been around for over 20 years. In that time, games have kept getting better, pushing the boundaries of what's possible with storytelling, graphics, and also performance, while controllers themselves have lagged behind. They have remained rigid and uninspiring in their designs. Furthermore, gamers have been plagued by issues surrounding reliability and personalization. But on top of that, controllers today are just not connected to the game, and we are here to change that. Here comes our smart gaming controller. A place where aesthetics and function come together. With our built-in display, our controller communicates directly with your game to show you in real time the most crucial and relevant game data, allowing you to see things like your minimap, your inventory, or even change settings, all from your controller without ever having to pause or interrupt your gameplay. Our controller will be compatible with the Xbox and PC platforms, and it is built from the ground up to be repairable. So gamers will be able to change the look and feel of their controller while also extending its lifespan. There are no shortage of competitors when it comes to gaming. But with our strong focus on durability and our game-changing display, we believe our controller sits in a class of its own. It will primarily be sold on our online store, with listings also available on Amazon and also Smith's as we start to scale. You can all stay engaged with us through our social media platforms. There are over 3 billion gamers globally, with over half of them subscribing to at least one gaming service. This means that gamers are actively spending money on ways to improve their gaming experiences. 40 million of these gamers reside in the UK and Ireland, and we are initially looking to capture a 1% slice of this market, giving us access to over 400,000 gamers. Our team is comprised of myself, a software developer, Michael and Daniel heading the strategy and finance, and we also have the backing of a strong advisory board featuring 2 lecturers from TUS, Mike Connolly and Kelly O'Brien, with expertise in AI, software, and also gaming. The future ahead is exciting. If you love games or if you know anyone that does, please follow my LinkedIn and have the chance to be one of our early testers. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Stephen O'Sullivan and I am an actuary. And one of my core skills is being able to identify and exploit valuable data. So hotel guest reviews, your Googles and your TripAdvisors, that is very valuable data because the information in the reviews themselves is valuable to the hotels, and also bad reviews are really expensive. Now, I took a quick look, or a long look, and I realized that about 80% of bad reviews, they describe problems that could easily have been solved while the guest was still in the hotel, and that just didn't make any sense to me. So I reached out to about 40 hotels to try and figure out what was going on, and they tell me that there's a huge problem here, and that the guests don't talk to the front desk anymore, and they can't fix a problem if they don't know about it. So what happens is a guest leaves with a silent issue and then becomes very noisy and very expensive on TripAdvisor. In fact, they tell me that the first bad review they get this month is going to cost them about €15,000 in lost revenue next month. And then on top of that, their team is spending about a day a week monitoring, responding, apologising to online reviews, and it's a big problem, so I set about solving it. So what we did was we put a QR code in every guest bedroom, which means the guest can raise any issues instantly with the front desk. And this is done in real time, in a frictionless and non-confrontational way. And this means that the hotel, they can identify the problems, excuse me, and then they can fix them while the guest is still in the hotel. And this is, this delights the guest. Their voice is heard, and the 3-star review becomes a 5-star review again, and that €15,000 revenue is saved. So then we respond on behalf of the hotels to their online reviews with a bit of AI, and we also do some very, very cool stuff with the AI and the data, which I can't go into here, it's the secret sauce, but our paying customers, they love it. So our market, initially we're looking at the UK and Ireland, and we're targeting 4- and 5-star hotels between 20 and 200 rooms. There's 4,000 of them. Our target is to win about 850 of those, and our pricing starts at €250 per month. Then there's the team. there I am. I'm former Deputy Chief Actuary and Assistant Vice President in MetLife Europe. I'm an expert in solving complex problems and, project management. I also run ultramarathons, so I like doing hard things and getting stuff done. And then I have a team of fantastic industry advisors. Ivan, who's here with us, and Owen, between them about 50 years of experience as general managers. What they don't know about hotels and hospitality isn't worth knowing, you might say. And then I've got Joe and Maeve on the sales and marketing side. It's going quite well, and we're going to make our first hires in Q3 of this year. So we're in full-on sales mode at the moment. It's going really well. But I guess if anybody here knows any hotel general managers, we'd love to get an intro. Those kind of referral conversations tend to go really, really well. Also, any angel investors in the space, we'd love to get an intro. And thanks a lot for listening, and thanks. Cheers.
Now, so we're going to take, well done to everybody who's pitched so far, and I hope the next group are kind of energized by what we've seen here today. So I'm going to ask our fantastic alumni to come and join me for a short discussion as well. There's Polly, I didn't spot you there. So we'll grab a chair here now. Going to grab the mics, hold on. So while the mics are coming down, I'm just going to do an introduction, set my timer as well for myself. So it's a real pleasure to welcome two outstanding founders to the stage here, both of whom are alumni of the New Frontiers programme with us, and both who are building bold, innovative companies with AI at their core as well. So first we have Dr. Paul Burns, founder and CEO of Maverick AI, which is transforming how organisations manage emissions and sustainability across global supply chains. Paul's background spans Apple, IBM, and a PhD in machine learning, and more recently a number of major accolades that Liam mentioned earlier on as well, including winner of the Intertrade Ireland C-Corps competition, and as well the ATOM Boost Up programme, part of our network as well, which is fantastic. He's building a company that is not just future ready, but sustainability driven as well. And joining, I'm delighted to welcome Marie Toft, founder and CEO of Emotionize AI. It's a Cork-based company building Emer, which is my daughter's name, as you know, a human-trained generative AI model that brings emotional intelligence to the customer support and brand communication. And Marie's path to tech has been anything but traditional, from leading TV production teams to now building this emotionally intelligent AI startup with global potential. And delighted to have you both here today. So you have your microphones. I might just, I suppose, start off really with asking you both to share a little bit about your startup for everybody here today, and just where you're at.
Thanks very much, Gillian, and thank you very much for the opportunity and the invitation to be here. So I'm the CEO and co-founder of Emotionize AI. We're a generative AI company. We were founded actually back in 2018, but we became a technology AI company in 2020 when I joined New Frontiers here in Limerick.
COVID baby, we say?
COVID baby, exactly. So what we do is we have only 36% of us are emotionally intelligent. And unfortunately, global levels of emotional intelligence are dwindling because we learn emotional intelligence from observing human behaviour. So we have harnessed this power skill of emotional intelligence and we've democratized it. And how we've done that is we create our own data. So we have a team of excellent data creators that create the data that feed our AI. And we're getting real traction now in customer support. And also, if you look at customer support as an AI adopter, it's been a very early AI adopter. It has, it's made big inroads there, but also employee engagement. So yes, we create bespoke models trained in tone of voice and brand and style and emotional intelligence. And we call our model EMER because the first three letters stand for emotionally intelligent model.
I'm going to say that to my daughter every time I see her as well. And Paul, if you can introduce your company and where you're at as well, just to share with the group.
Yeah, hi everyone. So Maverick, we're actually located upstairs here, so they're sick of seeing me. Maverick is a data company, and we specialise in enabling manufacturers to reduce supply chain emissions and costs. So the supply chains we deal with, our average customer would have over 60,000 suppliers. So as a result, that's a real headache from a data perspective. The types of decisions we help them take are what happens if you swap out materials, what happens if you optimize logistical routes, what impact does that have on the environment from the supply chain, but how much money is that going to save you? We were here 2 years ago, wasn't it? Yeah, 2 years ago at the end of phase 2, and we now have 14 full-time staff and 4 part-time. Early last year, we raised 1.3 million in funding. That was a mixture of VC funding and angel investors. And now we're very much just super focused on building out the product more and more and really just nailing further our ICP, because I don't believe any company in the world has that truly nailed. But yeah, that's where we're at. So learning mode, selling mode and building mode.
Fantastic, fantastic. And it's, look, we're so proud of where you come, because of course we met you when you came in and pitched your ideas and you were looking for that kind of support early stages. When you reflect back now on what you were like when you came in, where you had this passion, this idea, this vision of that business and that kind of journey, what has, I suppose, stood out for you as being the most challenging that might help these guys kind of prepare ahead for your startup? Maybe Marie, if I go to you first.
Thanks, Gillian. So when we started, and I came to New Frontiers, I was very passionate about emotional intelligence. So as you said, I worked as an executive TV producer with RTE and with the BBC and SBS Australia. So I had a lot of experience in communication and why emotional intelligence matters. But I'd returned to UCC to be a psychotherapist, and I had seen the neuroscience behind emotional intelligence and why it matters. When I landed into New Frontiers, GPT-3 was only released in June of 2020. GPT-3 was the forerunner of ChatGPT. And it's funny, I had a real vision for what AI could do. And I always remember a colleague of mine in RTE was really helpful to me, an entrepreneur who's had 2 successful exits called Mark Little. And I used the innovation vouchers to do some research. And I got a little bit of pushback from this whole idea of AI-generated content. Don't forget, this is a long time ago. You know, this was back in late 2020, early 21. And back then, and, you know, Paul, you know this, it wasn't even called generative AI. It was called machine learning and natural language processing. And I always remember Mark saying to me, you know, I was thinking, I don't know if I should build this. Maybe I should build an education platform instead. And I always remember he said, you know, when Henry Ford asked people what they wanted, they said faster horses. And he said, you need to go and build a car. I thought, right, okay, I'll go and build a car. So New Frontiers was extraordinary in helping me build that car. But just listening to Liam speak today about everybody in the room, from New Frontiers especially, but to the Intertrade Ireland, the Leo in South Cork, it was extraordinary to me. They helped me build my MVP. Back in 2021, when no company wanted to know about AI, they all kept saying, no, we'll make you algorithms. And I kept saying, no, this is an AI company. And everyone thought I was crazy. I wanted to train AI in emotional intelligence. But obviously Enterprise Ireland as well. So we got PSSF, and I'd be really glad to talk to any of your alumni, you know, your graduating team today. We got PSSF, and then in December 23 we became HPSU, and Access BIC is here today. They were a huge part in helping us get over that line. This is a great country to be an entrepreneur. It really is. There's a huge amount of support and help here, and New Frontiers was really the beginning of that, and it was fantastic.
Great, thanks Marie. And maybe if I go to you now, Paul, because you just mentioned there about all the networks and the support, and again, just reflecting on your own journey, I suppose, how important is it for you and for your startup to have those kind of connections as you started?
Yeah, they're massive. So I would have lived in the UK for 8 years, and I came back only a couple of months before starting New Frontiers phase 2. So I wasn't aware of anything that was in the landscape, which is great because I was educated quite quickly within the program of what did exist. We were lucky in that there was a lot of really engaged clusters, especially IDEAM and ATOM, that were actually functioning within the space that we would sit in, primarily manufacturing. So as a result, we were able to capitalise on that quite early and tap into European funding, which is really useful. The Leo here in Limerick were absolutely fantastic with us. We only transferred over to EI in November last year, so we would have raised that VC round while still a Leo client. But they were absolutely amazing with us all together. And in terms of the New Frontiers program, I think the biggest thing for me is that it educated me on areas of the business where I would potentially be weak in. And that made me think, okay, in the 18 months ahead, what would my team around me need to look like? I was made to actually do those elements of the business myself, but not very well at the time. But it really just humbled me and said, okay, you're not very good at this, you're good at this, hire someone there and stay in your lane, essentially, and that's where I'm at now.
I have to say, standing here looking at the two of you after, being here with you as well over the years, obviously it was different for you at the time with the online awards and that kind of thing, but it's just, we're very proud of the work that you've done, the jobs that you're creating and the impact that you're having. So I just wanted to say that. Before we kind of finish up, just maybe two things. One, a quick note. We get loads of startups now that say, I'm going to use AI to start up my business. My stuff is going to be powered by AI. Do you have any kind of advice, given how core it is to your own models and the experience that you have now? Obviously, you're a PhD, so that kind of comes in. But just maybe some quick fire advice on people and the reality, actually, of being an AI-driven business.
Yeah, of course, because actually one of the things I do as well as run Motionize AI is the appetite for AI is huge now, obviously, and we've been building it for 3 years. So I also work as a Gen AI consultant and keynote speaker, and I help users embrace AI. I think the limit to AI, actually, interestingly, could be trust. I think trust is a massive issue, and what we're facing as we face into AI is this is a paradigm shift. We've never created technology that is cleverer than us before, and it's a very interesting journey to go on. And you need to bring people. It's about people, actually. It's not just about the tech. And you're right. We've always been an AI first company, and obviously Paul has too. And you will see a lot of companies. Their business model. It was really interesting listening to some of the startup pitches here today, and immediately, because I know a lot about AI, I was going straight to, well, where does AI come in? Any business that ignores AI is extremely foolish. AI is like electricity. It will touch every single part of our lives. We've never made a technology that actually, it'll be in HR, it'll be in legal, it'll be in supply chain, it'll be in communications. So there are 3 things I would say in terms of AI, and if you want AI in your business, there's 3 levels I would say to people. Are you a taker? Is it an off-the-shelf AI solution, which is a great way to start? Are you a shaper? I mean, you don't even need to be a coder to build AI anymore. You can use AI, you can train AI on your own, for example, FAQs, and create your own chatbot. So are you a shaper or are you a maker? Okay, so obviously Paul and myself here today would be makers. We're creating and inventing AI systems. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's expensive. The dirty secret about Gen AI is 85% of projects are actually failing. And you need to really have your wits about you. So there's lots of ways to embrace AI, and I would say if you're starting, start with the taker.
Paul, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, so on Marie's point, we're obviously selling AI solutions to clever people that traditionally would be borderline suspicious of technology, you'd say. And as a result, they'll find out on that first call if you're a bluffer when it comes to AI. So if you're not a technical expert, you don't have to be, have someone with you. It's really, really interesting for us is that there's 2 segments of companies that are appearing and where we're selling into. One is that there's a massive appetite for AI, and we can kind of view them from a mile away if they have a high R&D focus. So large pharma enterprise, they have large data silos and they're ready for it. But then if we go to our automotive companies, they get very nervous when you talk about AI, like super nervous. So it's very much to give them that comfort of, okay, we'll help you on your roadmap of the AI strategy, and that's how Maverick fits in. But we've learned, not the hard way, but the good way, that very much data is first, and it's a really good sounding board. So if you are going to market with AI, you better be ready for the grilling you're going to get from the person across the desk from you. And if you can pass that, then the upside is massive for you.
Well done. Before we wrap up this session, I'd love to hear where you're at now, and given the amount of people here from the ecosystem, is there anything we can do to help you continue the great work that you're doing? Marie?
Yes, so we have a product ready to go. Emotionalize.ai is our website. One of the areas we're really focusing a lot of energies on is we're still raising investment, but we're actually really focusing on a strategic partner. So we've built something very clever and very useful. What we've discovered, Gillian, interestingly, is that data that we've created to build it. We're unlike other Gen AI companies. A lot of Gen AI companies are putting a wrap around ChatGPT and facing it in a certain direction. We have created our own data, and what we've now discovered actually is that data, as Paul said, data is the new oil. And there's it's fascinating to think 5 years ago, everything on the internet was created by people. That's not the case anymore. And there's a lot of AI generated, frankly, nonsense out there. And you've got to be extremely careful. I came across a really interesting article last week in Forbes whereby nefarious Russian agents are actually almost contaminating the well of the internet, and then large language models are being trained on the internet and they're being contaminated. So this kind of data security, as Paul said, this data cleansing, where is the data coming from, the ethics of that, that's what we have. So we're talking to some really exciting partners at the moment, a very exciting New York-based marketing and advertising agency. I'm having my second meeting with them tomorrow called the Brand Tech Group. So yeah, people are now realising actually this emotional intelligence and this data is the really big valuable thing that we have.
Very good. And Paul, congratulations again on all the employment as well that you're creating here in the engine in the heart of Limerick. How can this community of people help you now as you grow?
Yeah, like anything, look, even if our pipeline was 100x, we'd want 1000x. So any enterprise manufacturers in automotive or pharma, we're all ears. And just the presenters prior, you'd run rings around us 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So well done. That was really, really good. Well
That's
done.
brilliant. Thank you so much. And you'll be around as well and people can connect with you. So really appreciate your time here today and well done. We're very proud of you. Congratulations. Now, we will start our pitches again. So welcome Cathal to...
So my name is Cathal Larcy and my company is called Burgo. In Ireland alone, the government has mandated that 500,000 homes have to be retrofitted to B2 or better BER rating by 2030. Burgo is going to play a pivotal role in helping the government achieve their ambitious targets. We help domestic BER assessors who are looking to streamline their assessments by providing them with a software solution that boosts productivity and increases accuracy. So I registered as a domestic BER assessor just under 3 years ago. And like many others in the industry, I found myself going from house to house, clipboard in hand, sketching floor plans, inputting dimensions, and trying to keep track of every detail of each house that I went into. When I returned to my office that evening, I would have to manually transcribe all that data into an Excel spreadsheet, where I completed my calculations. From there, I would once again have to take the data and upload it to the SAI certification software. So you can clearly see there's a triplication of data entry within this process. And I began thinking to myself, there has to be a better way to do this. And I wasn't alone. I spoke to assessors all over the country, and the feedback remained the same. Paperwork was slowing them down, manual calculations take too long, and the whole process lacks digitalization. So I set about building Burgo, a digital platform that totally eliminates paperwork. We provide the assessor with an end-to-end solution that allows them to schedule their assessments, digitally create their floor plans, in turn automating all their calculations, and we're working towards having a direct integration with the SAI database. To date, we've built a proof of concept. We secured 40,000 in EU funding to do so, and it has been critical for us. We learned a huge amount from it, and we're now commercialising this into our MVP, which is on track to launch in June 2025. We have a waiting list of over 75 assessors and companies who want to be notified upon release of our software, and we're also going to be trialling it with some of Ireland's largest energy consultancy firms. With regards to our market size, the Irish BER market is valued at 1.4 million. This is assuming a price point of €12 per assessment. The EU and UK market is valued at over 54 million. The EU has also set out a directive which mandates that all member states must adhere to the same methodology for completing their energy assessments, which really highlights the potential for market expansion. Our total addressable market then is the more generic building surveyors market, which is valued at over 172 million. The team To date, we've largely worked with Wiser Technology Gateway through ATU in Donegal. They have built our proof of concept for us. I've also onboarded Saurav Gavali as a technical consultant. He has built out our scoping documents and technical architecture. Our advisors include Stephen McGovern, who is the chairman of the BER Association of Ireland, and AJ Marr, who is a product owner at UBS. I'm the CEO of the company. I have 3 years' experience as an assessor. I've also worked on the construction industry for 3 years. If anybody has any contacts within the building surveyors market, I would encourage them to reach out. Thanks very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Kevin Munsey and I'm the founder of Farm Flow Solutions. I'm a dairy farmer with a background in software engineering. Here is our dairy farm in Tipperary where I live with my wife and 4 kids. 2 years ago, after a late delivery, our cows were hungry in the collecting yard. They had dropped in milk yield, resulting in a loss of €500 per day, and for our cattle, €400 a day. This wasn't just an issue for the farmer, this was an issue for the feed mill, as they lost over 3 months' sales from myself of over €50,000 in animal feed and fertiliser. We decided to develop a mobile solution that facilitates real-time transactions between the farmer, the feed mill, the rep, the delivery driver. The farmer inputs details such as stock numbers and feed rate. The app notifies the farmer when feed levels are low, and it generates an invoice for the farmer so they're compliant with Board BIA and Department of Agriculture inspections. Agritech is a growing market at 11.4% per annum. We are looking at 10% share in Ireland alone of animal feed and fertiliser transactions, which account for €349 million. There are 135,000 farmers in Ireland. We're hoping to gain 13,500 farmers by 2029. We will use a dual revenue model. We will charge both the farmer and the feed mill, as they benefit directly from our software. We are currently piloting with a large feed mill, and so far, we've had very good reviews. We will do a soft launch and feature enhancements, and then a commercial launch at the Tullamore Show and the Ploughman Match in 2025. Our team, myself, who's worked with Arabon Co-op, the Farm Relief Service, and KW Software in Germany. Our WDIPL development team, my advisors, Margrethe Mazur, strategic consultant, John Munsey, Department of Agriculture and Tagus, and James Wallace, a feed mill manager with 25 years' experience. You can contact us on farmflowsolutions.com. Thank you.
Yep, that's my head. Okay, cool. We're just gonna. Yeah, you can all hear me. That's great. Cool. So, my name is John, and I'm one of the co-founders of Starter Draft, fantasy football as it should be. Look, I know not everybody here is going to know what fantasy football is. So what it is an online game where you draft real-life athletes to your virtual team, and how they perform at the weekend defines whether you win or lose. This actually started 10 years ago in the back office of Jimmy's shop. Over the last 10 years, this has changed from just a group of friends playing a game to a mission to create the most strategic, inclusive, dynamic and engaging fantasy football platform to ever hit the market. The reason for this is fantasy football in its current guise is broken. In 2025, league organisers still have to manually collect cash. I don't know if anybody here has ever tried to collect money from people, but it's a pain. Outside of that, we have a major engagement problem where 50% of the users are no longer playing at Christmas, and at this point of the year, 70% of users are no longer active on the game. The reason for that is cookie cutter teams, all the teams end up being the same, and the limited data that is currently in play means the gaming options and point systems are flat, they're boring, and players actively want more. And last but not least, my personal pet peeve, the fastest growing sport on the planet, women's football, is yet to be included on any platform. So we've made the solution. What you're going to see in there is our demo. If it turns on, there you go. This is the part where you all go ooh and ah, but anyway, thanks. We're going to have a seamless cash management infrastructure, so the league organizer, who we call the commissioner, has to spend less time doing administration and more time playing the game. We offer fully customizable game modes, which means it's your game, your way, defined by your friend group. On top of that, we layer on comprehensive real-time data and insights, which means defenders will get points for defending and attackers will get points for attacking, adding more strategy and gaming options than we've ever seen. And last but not least, by diversifying the player pool, it gives us the option to have men's, women's or mixed game modes, giving us both a strategic and first movers advantage in the market. Now, obviously, we need to verify this. It's not just me and my mates playing it, so we have been talking to actual footballers, to YouTubers, to influencers, to journalists. But the best bit of feedback we've gotten is from one of our new prototype players. He prefers us to the actual FPL game, so we know we have a solution that our audience love. Is there a market for this? Oh yeah. $30 billion is what the fantasy football industry is projected to be by 2030. 4.5 million of those players are currently in the UK and Ireland. And in Asia, we have the fastest growing industry with a compound annual growth rate of 16% projected over the next 10 years. Now, none of these figures are actually including the women's game, which, as I mentioned, is the fastest growing sport on the planet right now. So there's more opportunity than we even know about. The business model, how are we going to make money? This is obviously very important. Our private pay-to-play leagues, which is defined by you and your friends, we are going to be the facilitators of your game, Ticketmaster type charge on the top of that. For those who do not have the tribe, we're going to bring the tribe to you with the season pass model currently very prevalent in online gaming. On top of that, for the data nerds in the audience, we have one in the back. Hi, Jimmy. €5 annual subscription where they will be able to get more data in their hands. And last but not least, the most important piece of this puzzle is the corporate partnerships. When we reach a critical mass of users, we're able to turn on the B2B model. Every single company in the world is looking for that loyal, engaged, dedicated customer, which sports fans naturally are. And as you can see on the screen, they don't pay a little money for it, they pay a lot. So how are we going to onboard all those customers? First and foremost, a robust digital advertising and social media campaign, which is already in play. We have 10,000 followers across our main channels right now. We're going to be leveraging public relations, influencer partnerships, and affiliate partnerships, and then direct and content marketing. So we're planning on having a couple of launch events this summer across Dublin, Limerick, and maybe Cork. And content marketing, which, as you can see, we have the podcast where a rotating cast of our current players join us every week to talk football, fantasy football, and to rip on each other just a little bit. So the team, we need a solid team to obviously put this all together, and we do. First up, you've got myself, the football-obsessed marketeer. I have worked on campaigns like the Domino's Order Now for Half-Time, Umbro, FAI, just to name a few. You've got Jimmy. Jimmy has over a decade experience in operations management, and he's the original games designer, the original commissioner, as you will. Next up is Damien. Damien has a background in corporate and consumer law, bringing that experience to the table. And last but not least, we have Alan Taylor with over 20 years of iOS and software development experience. So that is the team. Very quick, painless presentation. If anybody wants to join the waiting list, find out more about the game, or come and talk to me after, scan the QR code, and let's see the new way to play fantasy football come to the market this summer. Thank you.
Why is it going back? I'm going backwards now. Is there two sets of sides in there?
It will be me.
Oh, there we go. Here we go.
Hello everyone, my name is Keith O'Leary. I'm one of the co-founders of ScanSafe. ScanSafe is a safety compliance software to help the least digitised and most dangerous industry with its safety compliance. The problem out there is that mandatory testing using current solutions is a high-risk process. This multiple input paper-based approach leads to such risks as document management loss, human error input, expiry certification for staff, meaning uninsured and incompetent staff on a building site. As you can see by here, as a case in question, there's a company director who got 12 months for his lack of safety processes and procedures on site. This is not just costly, it's also criminal to the industry. So what our approach here is that, as you can see, we use the QRC-based approach that gives its users instant access to both people and plant on site for all product testing, reporting, digitised sign-off. It also gives certification expiry notifications so that you're highly up-to-date with your staff's competence and compliance on a building site. So we wanted to find out if the problems exist in the industry and if our fellow peers had the same problems that we have on a daily basis. So we surveyed over 100 professionals, and what we found is that 65% of them still use a paper-based approach. And with the remaining 35%, 73% found out that the current systems that they use, or competition systems, were still high in paper-based inputs and un-user-friendly. 100% agreed that a solution that gave them instant access and digitised documentation for on-site sign-off in relation to their safety compliance would be a game changer for them. So after we validated the need, we wanted to go out and check out our market size. Is there a good enough market size for us? So our first concentration for years 25 to 26 is England and Ireland. We found that the numbers were out there, and we confirmed this. We found a large market of waitlist out there, and there was a sizable addressable market in both these region forests. So firstly, we were going to attack these markets. Our business model is a simple subscription-based model. So we do tailored packages and pricing for all our customers' needs. So it goes from small, medium to enterprise level. And yeah, so our packages suit all our needs and suits all our pricing. Our team is full of experience. It's myself with over 20 years experience in the construction industry. David Lewis, who is a safety officer for Cairn Homes with over 25 years in construction safety. Ryan O'Donovan, who has helped scale and grow businesses internationally and with over 20 years experience in the IT sector. We have a back-end team of developers, programmers and project managers that run the whole back end of our company. So if you want to make a safe investment, scan the screen and talk to us today. We want you to stay safe and scan safe. Thank you very much.
Now, just two more.
Hi everyone, I'm Tanya and I'm co-founder of Abstracta. So, right now, the next big cancer breakthrough may already exist. The problem, no one can see it. Meet Anna. For 4 years, she worked tirelessly towards a breakthrough in breast cancer biomarkers. Late nights, endless trials. But no matter what she did, she couldn't get the results she wanted. But in science, even when there's no breakthrough, there's value. Anna's work had important insights, showing what mattered, what doesn't work, and why. Yet because her results weren't a success story, they were never published. Anna's work, like so much research, was left unseen and wasted. Every year, $3.9 billion in life science research goes unused. Half of researchers have insights they can't share. Negative results are ignored, leading to repetition. And when funding runs out, studies are abandoned, locking away discoveries. For example, in prostate cancer research, 13 separate universities unknowingly repeated the same analysis, using overlapping data and spending years redoing the same work. That's why we're building Abstracta, a platform unlocking hidden cancer research, ensuring safe data sharing, linking studies, and tracking contributions. With Abstracta, research stops disappearing. Universities maximize their impact, and funders get better returns. The global research data market is 9.4 billion, and our UK and Ireland focus is a 50 million market. The AI and cancer market is booming, growing 11% annually, and governments are investing heavily in cancer data infrastructure. Our competitors, like Mendeley Data, serve all disciplines, but life science requires strict compliance and standardized workflows. That's our edge. We're purpose-built for this field, where compliance isn't optional. We're a team of researchers with expertise in innovation, data governance, and life science, tackling a problem that we know firsthand. And we're guided by top professors from the University of Limerick in data management and cancer research, as well as AI from OCAD University in Canada. Anna's story shouldn't be the norm. Vital cancer research is being overlooked, not because it lacks value, but because there isn't a system to capture, connect, and share it. The cure for cancer may not be in the next big discovery. It may already be in a forgotten lab notebook, and we're here to bring it to light. Thank you.
There's no doubt software as a service is great. It's a real game changer, but it also creates headaches. Hello everyone, my name is Michael Mall. I've worked on SaaS projects for the last 15 years, implementing and decommissioning software. Here are a few things that I've learned. Especially growing companies don't do a good job at tracking when their SaaS contracts expire or renew. It's easy to sign up, but hard to stay on top. SaaS complexity leads to limited visibility over what's in the business. This results in lack of control and duplicate tools. Especially with the rise of easy access productivity tools such as AI, shadow IT has never been a larger problem, leading to data privacy issues and compliance risks. Lack of clear insights makes it difficult for businesses to assess what tools are really used and if they're still bringing value. You'd be amazed how many companies pay for software no one is using. Over the years, all this leads to a big pile of SaaS rates that can grow up to almost 60%. That's why I'm developing Subtimize, a simple, powerful platform that gives businesses full control of their software stack. With Subtimize, companies can track all their software licenses in one place, identify underused tools and eliminate waste, automate renewal alerts to prevent surprise costs, negotiate smarter before contracts renew. For SMEs managing around 100K in SaaS spend, our solution can cut waste to 30%. And we achieve this with an easy-to-use, lean solution, because the last things SMEs need is another complex IT tool. Today, only 10% of businesses use a SaaS management platform, but by 2027, this number will grow to over 50%. This market becomes more and more important, and that's why it's projected to grow by 12% every year. We will initially focus on Ireland, the UK, and the German-speaking regions, all in reach, growing steadily, and loads of scale-ups who need help. The goal is to create 8.5 million total savings on unnecessary spending for our customers over the next years. Subtimize will easily pay for itself, making it a clear return of investment for our customers. To underline this, we are going to make money with a transparent and fair pricing that reflects value and is a no-brainer choice to keep in the business at the end of the yearly financial review. I'm committed to not let our customers walk into the same trap they walked in with the other SaaS tools. Clear pricing, clear value, clear return of investment. Our route to market starts with direct sales and online signups. We're also building strategic partnership with companies involved in SaaS oversight, where spending is closely reviewed, whether in audits, inventory reviews, or client advisory. By integrating Subtimize into these processes, we help uncover inefficiencies before they become costly issues. Subtimize isn't just about cutting costs. It's about giving businesses control over their software spending. I'm looking to build the right team with the motivation to make a lasting impact in the SaaS industry. If you're interested in SaaS, potential collaboration, or future funding, let's connect. Thank you.
Now, so that is the end of our startup pitches and presentations. We're running a small little bit over. What we're going to do now is just shift a little, the schedule around a small little bit, and we're going to give the certificates to the group, if that's okay. Vincent, ask you to come up and do that, and then say a few words afterwards. So, Mary is. Do you need help there? Okay. So we'll just call them up as they go. So, so if you could come up then quickly. So, Andra Lupia. That's it. Oh. We'll do this fast now. Right, go. Well done. Well done. Sorry, David O'Keefe. Anne-Marie Gilman, sorry.
Anne-Marie,
Dave Gilligan.
Dave.
Reminisce. Ger Tobin. Oh, there we go. Got to get the name right. Sean Zokesei. Did I get it right? Yay! That's it. Sean D. Yeah. Stephen O'Sullivan. Well done. I left you a note. Great. Cathal Darcy.
Right.
Well done. Kevin Mounsey.
Kevin.
Well done. John Harrison.
Right, John. Listen.
Hey.
Can you tell my mother's in the back?
Keith O'Leary. Well done, Keith. Scan safe. Tanya O'Halloran.
Nice. Right.
And Michael Mall. Yeah. Oh, we'll go back to that. I'll be murdered, yeah. Now, so do you want to say a few words there? Yeah.
I obviously need no introduction, so delighted. Thanks, Gillian. And delighted to be here again. It doesn't seem like a year has passed since we were last here, celebrating the ecosystem. The founders change each year, but the ecosystem stays the same and gets stronger and deeper, actually. And I suppose we're celebrating that as much today as anything else, as well as the founders and their presentations and the celebrations that will follow when we hear the outcomes of some of the awards. So, but as always, it's a privilege to be here. I suppose I was thinking about a few things as we went on there. Marie talked about the revolution that is AI, and tomorrow we're going to hear apparently the end of an era. The end of Ireland's 40-year relationship with American FDA apparently is due to end tomorrow on Liberation Day. So, and that's a real oversimplification of everything. But what it does point to is that there is a massive change coming down the line for this country in terms of our industrial development. and it not just be led by AI, but it has been led by policy and geopolitical issues. I suppose what we're celebrating here today is the idea, and what we're hearing from government is we have to control what we can control. And what we can control is an ecosystem that leads to new innovation, new company development, new opportunities, and deepening and being responsive to the marketplace. And that's what we're hearing about today. That's, I suppose, what's encouraging. Whatever we hear tomorrow, what we hear today should encourage us to believe that we're on the right path. And we've said, as Marie and Paul pointed out, there is a great ecosystem here. We are increasingly looking after our entrepreneurs. We're building behind them. The ecosystem deepens each year. And I suppose that's really what we should be celebrating, and what we've seen as well, every single company, new founder put up their team. So this isn't just about the founders, it's about the team all around them. And what impressed me more was the diversity of those teams. It's not a single type of organization, it is the diversity of those teams. These are global teams in a sense. They have come from far and near to benefit from what's happening here in Ireland. So we can change, we can develop more. We're going to take a hit, but it's how we respond. And as founders, it's not how you deal with success, it's how you deal with failure that really separates you apart. So it's really, really, I suppose, encouraging for me to be part of a team that's endeavouring to make those changes to facilitate people. So I have a lovely speech here which I've ignored entirely. And Gillian's already telling me that I should be stopping. But I suppose it's now over nearly 2 decades since we started this business of looking after that ecosystem, developing that ecosystem. The 19th year of these type of awards. It's been additionally with the partnership of Enterprise Ireland and the New Frontiers, and Mary is doing an incredible job over our partnerships with the local enterprise office, the BICS now as well, the changes that have happened in the BICS, the renaming and all that. These are all part of a deepening ecosystem, and based on a lot of experience, but developing that pipeline is really, really important. Liam has outlined what we are now, in TUS or TUS is, we now have over 15,500 students. There's over 1,000 postgraduate students in that, and there's over 1,000 international students in that. A lot of them are going to end up here as well. So it really is, but we build the clusters, our gateways, and we're working with Knowledge Transfer Ireland as well. We have new TU Rise, we have our Questum, Heartnet, the Midlands Innovation Research Centre, the TUS Chamber Technology or Enterprise Centres. These are all part of it. And what we're doing in TUS, as Liam has already pointed out, is we're bringing this to a European dimension. And we're taking our ideas on innovation out to the European side of things, and we're learning from that and bringing that back through the Run EU. I happen to be the first Irish president of a European university, which happening here in the Midwest, in the Midlands, so that's really, really part of what we do. There's also work with the local councils, across our regions. That's hugely important for us. I'd really like to thank, Paul and Marie from the presentations and how you've developed. The confidence that you display up here, is phenomenal. Talking about absolutely state-of-the-art activities that's happening globally, and here you are sitting here telling us about it, but leading the way in these spaces. That's the thing for the new founders as well, because it is an uncertain world. Started with that, it's an uncertain world. So we've got to go back to controlling what we can control. Do what we can do. Work together across regions, across boundaries, and there will be like-minded people across the globe, and we've got to find them, and we may have to open up new markets for ourselves. We can't rely on the old certainties, whether that's in AI, that's how that's changing things, or indeed what used to be our trading partners. This is as big as anything. We dealt with COVID. We dealt with Brexit. They're still learning. But we're going to deal with this as well. But founding new companies, driving new enterprises, developing new innovation, taking stuff from inception to an end point is what we can do very, very well. And we will challenge new markets. We will make new markets. We will find new markets. We'll do it together. We'll do it as part of an ecosystem. But today is a great day. It's our Liberation Day. Garima Michael Galair.
So we're just going to take a few minutes actually, because we are running over. I appreciate everybody's time to just, because people have travelled as well here today, to introduce you to our panel. So maybe if I can ask Declan, Chris, Helen and Anthony to just join me for a few minutes, and we'll just share with the group what the next steps are for these people. Do we have, yeah, we're getting the mics down, just as... No. Thank you. So I suppose today we asked the team here to, I suppose, talk a little bit about growth. So as the startups kind of emerge from New Frontiers and they're now looking to, I suppose, fund their progress and engage with agencies and angels and any kind of investment that they can get their hands on really to help and enable them to grow. And we just wanted to ask you to share some insights today on what you look for in the companies, in the entrepreneurs and the teams to enable that to happen for them and to help them, I suppose, is the main thing. Maybe go to Helen first from the local enterprise office in Limerick. Helen, you meet founders all the time. You work with our New Frontiers group as well here. Maybe can you give us some examples of what you look for in the Leo for early stage founders to enable them to get feasibility funding or priming grants? Hello. Is that on?
Yeah. Congratulations and well done to everybody who presented today. You're incredible. Obviously, we've seen your journey over the last 6 months, and my God, it was incredible today to hear you all. I suppose we're lucky in a way that we get to sit in on your journey, because it means myself and Limerick, Finbar and Clare and Shane and Tip has a good idea of kind of where you're at when you're coming out the other end of New Frontiers. So I suppose when you come to us then, when your journey ends in New Frontiers, what do we look for? We look for maybe what you need to work on afterwards. So I suppose what kind of supports can we add on to that? So that could be a feasibility grant if there's maybe an element of the business that you still need to kind of address, or maybe your idea has changed since you started. Possibly it's a priming grant, and we've had some really successful priming applications out of New Frontiers in the last number of years. It's possibly some mentoring to kind of work on, you know, an aspect of the business to get you ready for that priming application. I suppose in relation to the priming application, it's that it's realistic. It's that your projections for the next 3 years are realistic, and that there's kind of, you know, there's proof behind them that they're not just pie in the sky figures coming in.
Maybe if I go to Christina next, because I suppose one of the, I know no journey is necessarily linear, but I suppose once they've progressed from the local enterprise office then into Enterprise Ireland, potentially for PSSF or HPSU, as we've seen with the guys here in the panel, what does Enterprise Ireland look for from the entrepreneurs, from their teams at that stage for these programmes of funding?
Yeah, so you mentioned there, Gillian, the pre-seed fund. That's a fund of between 50,000 to 100,000, and really at the stage of going for that, you really need to have your market validated. Hopefully some early revenue, some customers. Often we find companies come too early to the Enterprise Ireland when they'd be better placed at the local enterprise office stage. So that's that. And then the HPSU is kind of a follow-on from that. Now, not for everybody, but for some companies. And that's really a company that's really at scalable stage to grow to up to 10 staff within 3 years with the turnover in excess of $1 million. And they really are looking at international markets at that stage, and have a good team around them. So that's often a follow-on from the pre-seed. But I've always said to companies, I've worked with startups over the year, keep all the balls rolling at the same time, and something will drop. So keep in contact with the ecosystem that we spoke about earlier on, and you'll get there. Just persevere.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris. And Declan, I suppose we keep hearing investor readiness as a term. You know, are we investor ready? Can you maybe share, I suppose, from your experience working with so many founders, being a founder yourself and having raised, what does it mean to be investor ready?
Thanks, Gillian, and great to be here and great to see all the energy in the room. So well done, everybody. And investor readiness to me is the excitement with the founder and how well they're able to articulate their product or service in the 2 or 3 minutes to get your attention. And if they can grab my attention in the early stages, I will lean in and I'll ask some very relevant questions and we'll engage. So it's all about learning in the programs how to refine your pitch and how to get that down and how to ground your pitch in commercial reality wherever possible. And I'd say to all the guys starting out here today, don't be shy. Always put your hand out and ask for engagement with companies. And what we did early on was ask for a letter of intent. Generally it would be non-binding and wouldn't really mean much, but it puts the company in a position where it has to take you seriously or not, and then you might move on to somebody else if they don't do it, but if they do it, it's great, and hopefully that'll progress to commercial reality. So don't be afraid to have the ask, and but you have something unique, you put 2 or 3 or 4 years into it, so that's a lot of value built up, so engage with clients early and ground everything in commercial reality wherever possible.
That's right. And I suppose, Anthony, building on that from, I suppose, NDRC, HBAN perspective, and actually this is your first time on a panel with us, it'd be great if you could introduce yourself as well to the group here today as part of your answer. But, you know, I suppose you see founders pitching all the time as well for angel investment. Can you offer some advice to this cohort here today?
Thank you for the invitation. First, I want to say, wow, the energy, you know, the support is almost like a family vibes. And it's really inspiring. And I'm part of HBAN network. It's an angel network. So we are connecting exciting startups and great founders with angels. So we help them. So when you move through the programs, this is why it's so important. It was one of the indication, you know, is how successful you are, kind of, you know, pitching, getting ready, and then it's great indication. You know, you went through the struggle to building up, you know, your product, your vision, your roadmap. You're ready to scale potentially. You build the skills, resilience, and then what we do, and with my founder background, we help you to get, you know, that last step to get ready to pitch, to face the investment, to face the angel, so you can show your skills, show your expertise, and team is important, your expertise is important, your vision is important, but most important, it's actually in the traction. So if you can get even like 1 paying customer, it's more important than, you know, that all your great ideas and the vision. So these investors, this is what they're looking for. The small team who can actually execute. If you can execute even on the small scale, it's a great, you know, kind of indication that, you know, you can move forward and you can scale.
That's great. And I suppose just if I was to ask you all to have a think about this, but we often look for signs that a startup has potential. And we talk about gut feelings sometimes and energy and so on. Is there anything that you look for, like a sign? I mean, we talk a little bit about traction, even as much as getting a letter of intent can really show that, yes, there is potentially customers here. So maybe if I think, when you're looking at a startup, is there anything that you think about that helps you kind of realize, oh yeah, this is an actual startup that might do it?
I think from speaking to them, Gillian, it's that they always have a milestone. You know, they might not be generating revenue yet, but they always have some target that they're aiming for, whether that be the team around them or whether it be, you know, the market research that they're carrying out or the feedback from customers, but they always have something that they can measure and they're striving to that.
That's great, thank you. Maybe Chris, go to you.
Yeah, I always look for drive and ambition. If they have the drive and the ambition and belief in themselves, they'll do it.
Declan?
I think it's the energy. You'd get a very quick sense of the energy, and a lot of the promoters would have contacts, and don't underestimate the power of the contacts you build up over the few years and the ones that you'll get introduced over the next 12, 18 months. So the power of your contacts will lead to generation of opportunities and synergies downstream. So don't underestimate that and use it as much as possible.
Thank you. And Anthony?
I would say it's a focus. So for founders, it's most important. You know, we kind of try to perfect our product. You know, we try to kind of be everywhere to catch the huge market. But first of all, you have to focus on like a real problem from your real customer, and if you can solve it and you can do it well, then then you can scale, then you can upsell, and then you can build on top. So that would be like really important.
Fantastic advice. I know we'd love to have longer with you, but you're going to be around for some networking. And I think it's really important as well for everybody to always leverage the different agencies, the ecosystem that is here, the entrepreneurs that are here. So thank you, Declan Fox from Access SPIC, Chris Clancy from Enterprise Ireland, Anthony Matsipa from HPAN, and RDI Hub in the end. And thank you so much for coming, travelling here as well today. And Helen Ryan from the Local Enterprise Office. Thank you so much. Well done. Sorry, good job, David. Thank you. Okay. Great. So, to the end of our show, as they say, and I suppose now we're going to talk a little bit about the awards. So very exciting. Well done to everybody. Today isn't always about awards and everything, but it is great to be recognised for your efforts. Just a reminder again that these awards are based on 6 months, not just today's pitches. And I just want to say absolutely well done to everybody on your fantastic work here today. Those of you who slowed down, sped up, and modified your slides, and how you communicate your pitch is incredible. So thank you so much. Thank you again to all of our sponsors, Enterprise Ireland, TUS, Homes, Limerick Chamber Skillnet, the Local Enterprise Office in Limerick, Clare and Tipperary, Bridgewater, Innovate Limerick and Factory Exchange. Thank you so much. And as Mary said, don't forget our #2 Startup Awards. So we have fantastic prizes this year. We have our overall startup of the year, €2,000, no equity taken. We won't take 10% for that. And we have some fantastic, really important legal consultancy and mentoring and consultancy as well to go with that. We have an innovation award, €1,000 with legal consultancy and mentoring. And again, for the One to Watch award, which is always very exciting to see where people are going to go. So, we also have a Participant's Choice Award. I'm told not quite Miss Congeniality, but something. So I'm going to ask Mary actually just to come up and just give that award actually, if you don't mind, Mary, and then we'll ask the President to come up for the final awards.
Sorry. So this is a new award because our participants actually suggested themselves that it'd be nice to recognise the contribution that they all gave to the programme. So everybody, to be fair, did contribute. Everybody was really valuable with the insights that they shared to each other. But there was one person that stood out, and if I pick one of the quotes that one of the participants said, of their engagement, I voted for them because of their engagement throughout the programme, the support shown to everyone in the group, the time taken to give everybody such considered feedback has been unmatched. So, the participants' winner, and there's a lovely hamper over there to give them, is Michael Maul.
Only I could do it.
Thank you.
Okay, so, I think I pressed something there. Doesn't matter. We'll just we leave that. Maybe, Vincent, I'll ask you to come up. I'm afraid to click something I'm not supposed to click now. This one? Yeah, okay, just in case I gave anything away. Our One to Watch winner.
One to watch.
Now you got to open the big envelope. You can come, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And the drum roll. So the one to watch, John Harrison, StatDraft. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Woo. That's surprising. That's nice.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
So our Innovation Award.
I love the attention. Wow. Uniquely, is it?
Yes.
Uniquely, we have joint winners. So hold your applause till the end. David O'Keefe, CCAP, and Stephen O'Sullivan, I left you a note. Well done. So now, best innovation. Everybody loves an award.
Are you about to say? Can we do one photo of one each, and then so you can have them yourselves? Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay, Stephen?
Great. Thank you. Well done. That's something for the mantelpiece.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, take it off, yeah. Oh, sorry, Shane.
Yeah.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Yes, cheers. Thank you.
Good one, David as well.
Oh, yes, thank you.
This is the
main one.
startup of the year. Okay, to the main prize, the startup of the year. And just better make sure they got this right.
Oh, wait.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, that's not
I was about to announce TUS as the winner of the... So, the startup of the year... Cal Darcy Bergo. Well done. Thanks, Gillian.
So, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, thank you so much, and thank you for your patience as well. I know we ran over a little bit from technical issues at the start of the event, but please do network, enjoy some of the food. I think, do we have cake? Yes, we have some cake, you guys. We have some cake as well. And but most importantly, I would just say, at a similar event 2 years ago, we had one of our founders meet an investor that came onto their business. So you never know who's in the room. It could be your next customer, your next investor, or somebody that's on your team. Or you could co-found something in due course. That's happened a few times as well, which is amazing. So thank you so much for today and everybody involved. Thank you to Mary, I'll just name the team very quickly. Mary, Nadia, Derek, Maria, Pader, our two new interns as well. Massey and Claudia are here, and all of the New Frontiers panel supporters, everybody that works so hard on the programme. We really do appreciate you. So well done. Big Willie Boss, thank you so much.